worn by the those that are out on the mountaintop. And then finally, number 23, 22, sorry. The field note said it was a cotton gin. So this was confirmed by one of our group members that her grandmother actually had one of these. And you'd run cotton through it, and you'd crank it, and it would crush the seeds to destroy the seeds in the cotton, and then they'd comb the cotton to separate it. So that actually crushed cotton seeds, which you would then weave. That's it. All right. Thank you. And then the last and final table.
No, we are yellow. I know, I asked Ran, are you yellow? He said no. Nobody wants to be yellow. You know, in our culture, that means that you're talawan, you're a coward. But we're yellow, and our leader is Joe Wisit, and I'm the scribe. The people from the yellow group came from Baguio, Bukidnon, Nueva Vizcaya, Los Baños, and Candon, Ilocos Sur. So we are rather scattered all over the country. We had 4 items. Number 1 is the basket. Number 26. We think that that's the forerunner of the backpack, and that the northern Filipinos were the first to discover a way of carrying their goods from the back. And the reeds that you see is probably a backpack of a person that used it on a daily basis to carry his goods from one part of his village to the town, or from the town to the village, because the reeds that you see from the back will prevent him from being from the sun or the rain or the elements, and we just could not identify the reeds or the fiber that was used. We think that they were grass or coconut fibers, but the material itself, and this was most of the stuff we did, we wanted to identify the materials, and this is, I think, where the co-curation will help, because other people from other parts of the country will be able to fill in the blanks. The basket itself, or the pack itself, is from rattan, only because rattan was widely used at the time, and it will last forever. So that was number 26. Our next one was the spears. Number 25. The spears do not need any explanation among Filipinos. If you have a spear, there's only 2 things that a spear is good for. It's for killing somebody else, or it's for killing an animal for food, or it is for protection of your own family. So in the pictures that we had, there were several spears, but we know from our own cultures that it's, no need to elucidate. Our third item was the bracelets, and this was most interesting. It's number 24. The bracelets in all the tribes all over the world are used by women. So we identify this as something that the women used. And since they are from the wrist to the forearm, we think that it was for women, and these were for women who had a higher caste in their local society, and also because the colors are black, green, and yellow. We don't know what it signifies, but we realize that in the last few years, a lot of old beadwork has returned to our culture. Like, for example, we don't know what it signifies, but I come from Mindanao, and I know that if I see a bracelet or a necklace, I know that it's Manobo, I know that it's Muslim, I know that it is Lumad, I know that it's Tibuli, because the designs and the colors are distinctive to these cultures. And in those cultures, they have meaning. The design has a meaning that we need to discover in one of our cuentos for this particular item. I think we will need all your help and research to identify what it was for. But we think that it was for women, and that it was decorative, and that the women that used it had a higher ranking in their society and in their culture. Our final item, which is really very interesting, is the sled, number 23. It looks like the sleds that the Alaskans use to traverse on the ice, but the thing that you see that looks like a basket woven is actually the part of the sled that you put on the side, so that the things that you put on the sled will not fall off. And to see that without a hinge that comes from Menards, you know that we were very advanced in having a hinge that would fold up. We think that it was used for carrying heavier load, firewood, maybe pots that had grain inside. And if you realize that in that part of the world, in the Philippines, there were no cars. Some areas to the present time don't have streets. So, and it has a handle. So there is a portion where you carry it, the load is there, it won't fall off, and maybe heavier load than what would be accommodated on a backpack.
Can I add? Actually, that's a backpack. That one, that actually goes into the head. That opens up.
It is what you call it?
It's the dagi. Dagi or shagi. That's a backpack. So that goes in your head.
So, this one.
That's in the
The
head.
handle is for the forehead.
That's
We've
the
seen
forehead,
that in the
and that's in
pictures.
your back, and that will open up as a window, and then they tie firewood and stuff.
But it's still for heavy load.
And they still use it now.
Here, look. He has it here. God, now we have another cuento to come in.
It's on our website.
It is in their site. So again, we learned something today, and the yellow group, thank you very much. We have a few suggestions in our group that in the future we try to identify the materials, like for example in this weaving, whether it's abaka or some other material, whether this one is from rattan or from bamboo, what they were used for. So the future, and finally, we would like to thank the Field Museum for giving us this opportunity to learn something deeper and greater about our own culture. We are richer for this.